What's going on, guys? This is the One Man Army, Mr. Easy for Life, and today I'm coming back at you guys once again with another Revelation Online video. This is another Revelation video before CBT hits, hopefully next week. We know that it's going to be on the 3rd, and I hope, crossing my fingers that my.com doesn't fuck up once again, right? Anyway, so doing something a little bit different today. As you can see on the screen is you can see me and my Vanguard. As you can see, she's at a low level, and that's because today I'm showing you guys a little technique that I found out on YouTube, and I'm gonna be referencing a video or putting the video source in the description box below. But basically, this is a technique that you can use to get to level 40 within, I believe, 4 or 5 hours, 4 to 4.5 hours. They proclaim, but I definitely know that those of you who are very professional at the game, you can probably get it done even less than that, so below 4 hours or just above it, I guess you could say. But anyways, so the reason why I'm doing this is because this is a video that this is an idea that I found out from a YouTuber called Reaccon. I'm going to be putting his full credit goes to Reaccon, by the way, putting his video in the description box below if you want to check it out. This is the original video that he made. It's a 10-minute tutorial on how he made it to level 40 in just over 4 hours, I believe 4.5 hours he said, and it's a really good video. I highly recommend that you check it out. And yeah, so the only reason why I'm doing this is not to steal his idea, but to create awareness. I want to pretty much get this video out to you guys as soon as I can, right before CBT, just to, like I said, just to create awareness that you could do something like this before or as you're leveling up in the first day of CBT or anything like that. So this technique is pretty good for like your mains, mostly your alts, okay? Because usually what you do with your mains is you go through the storyline, you take your time, and you want to learn through the lore. But those of you, I guess, who don't care about the lore, or you want to get your alts up to end game, technically end game, quote unquote, then go ahead and check this out. You can go ahead and get to level 40 within a day. Alright, so before I get started, there's a few disclaimers that I wanted to say. That there is an item in the CN version, as you could see. It's called the Spirit of Essence, and I apologize, the video is not translated into English because they have stopped updating the English patch as of right now, since the fact that CBT is on its way. There isn't any real point in updating the English translation, or at least I haven't found an updated one. The last one I found was updated on the beginning of October, right? But anyways, so yeah, disclaimer that this essence, the Spirit of the Essence item right here, is called an EXP crystal. And basically what it does is that once you consume it, you basically gain a lot of EXP. It's basically, think of it like a rare candy from Pokemon, right? You get to level up. That's kind of the gist of what it is. It just gives you EXP just by consuming it, and whatnot. So that's gonna play a huge role into this leveling series. But the disclaimer is, I'm not sure if we're gonna have this in NA CBT. Okay, this is an item that's kind of exclusive to China, that I know of, and it's pretty much an item that is used to pretty much get your characters up to speed, up to par with the level cap with the I guess the higher players, right? It's pretty much like a catch-up technique is what they wanted to use it for, is a little bit of a catching up. So yeah, I'm not sure if we're gonna get this item, but if we do, great. If not, then there's other ways that you can get to 40 within one sitting. It's just gonna take a little bit longer than 4 hours, right? And I'm gonna go ahead and get to that towards the end of it. So yeah, another thing is, you also get these items called linguashis, whatever the hell it's called, and if you get 25 of those, you can actually convert those into a Spirit of Essence item as well. So that's another way to get some crystals, and you're gonna get those linguishi items through questing. Just by questing, they'll give it as a reward or whatever, hopefully. And yeah, that's pretty much how you get the linguishi. You get it from rewards through questing and various other ways. You go ahead and convert into Spirit of Essences, and it becomes an EXP crystal. But yeah, so that's pretty much the only disclaimer. Other than that, everything else should go through. You should be able to go through it just fine. And of course, if you don't hit 40, if we don't have the Spirit of Essences, don't worry about it. There's other ways that you can go ahead and get to level 40. Either way, let's go ahead and get right into it. So yeah, okay, so as you can see on the screen, I'm putting up the list. Now this is the list that is created by Reaccon himself. This is the exact list that he used. And those of you who don't want to sit here and listen to me ramble on about this tutorial, you can go ahead and take the list, write it down or whatever, take a screenshot or do something with it, and you can be on your merry way, right? And go ahead and get to level 40, I guess. But those of you who want to stick around, and I'm gonna be going through this list with you, and you're gonna see how exactly I did it through this in-game footage. As you can see, I did this last week. It worked perfectly. Then you can go ahead and you can stay and watch the rest of the video, right? So, not really doing anything funny or cringy today. We're just doing a little bit of some educational guiding, tutorial, how-tos, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Yeah, this is what we're doing. So there you go. There is the list, and let's go ahead and go down the list and get started. So, first thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and stick with your main quest line up until level 20. Okay, that's right. So the main questing line gives out a lot of EXP. There's no reason why you should be doing any side questing or anything like that. Just stick with your main quest, and if you don't know what those are your yellow quests, as you can see me doing. Alright, so you're gonna do that up until level 20. Okay, so once you hit level 20, you're gonna be taken to the Darkfall dungeon. The Darkfall dungeon is a dungeon that I've actually showcased on my channel before. Links in the description if you want to check it out. I did one with the Vanguard, and I did one with the Gunslinger, and yeah, okay, so pretty much you want to go ahead and do the Darkfall dungeon about 2 to 3 times. So the first time you're going to go through it is just because of the questing, but you have the option of running back into that dungeon and doing it over again, okay? Make sure you do the questing version, not the easy mode where you need 5 people to do it, but do the solo questing version. You can do that 99 times a day, okay? It's very easy. And you want to go ahead and do that up for about 2 or 3 times after you did the questing, okay? So technically, you'll be doing it about 4 times in a row if you count the first time doing that through just questing reasons. And that's going to give you a little bit of EXP. That's not going to be a whole lot of EXP, but it's going to go ahead and give you quite a bunch of EXP to begin with, okay? Alright, so once you finish that, you're going to be prompted to go and you're going to be prompted to start your orange quest line, okay? Your orange quest line is going to be, it's a very essential part of questing, and this is I would say it's just as important as the storyline quest, if not even more important, because it's pretty much the orange questing will lead you into crafting, and we all know crafting is the #1 way to get the best gear in the game. Not only crafting, but also pretty much learning other features of the game, right? So you're going to be prompted to do your orange quest line, and I want you to go ahead and do your orange quest line up until level 25, okay? Up until level 25, or pretty much do the orange quest line up until the point where you can't do it anymore, or to the point where you have to be level 25 in order to continue, right? The level requirement. After that, I want you to go ahead and use a badge of your Spirit of the Essence, your EXP crystals. I'm just gonna call them EXP crystals, right? So by doing your orange quest, you should have a bunch of EXP crystals as a reward for doing those orange quest lines up until 25. You should have a few of those, so go ahead and pop those in and get some EXP, right? After that, you're gonna go ahead and head over to the Trial of the 4 Kings. I showcased this dungeon as well. Think of it as a Mushin Tower run. It's pretty much a solo dungeon type of deal. I want you to go ahead and head over there, and that's gonna give out a shit ton of EXP. I want you to go ahead and run that for the daily, and that should take you to level 29. All right, so now you're level 29. You pretty much only have 11 levels to go, and yeah, so pretty good start, guys. Not bad of a start. By now you should have been playing for maybe about an hour, maybe an hour and a half at the most, right? Doing the main story quests, doing your orange questing, and now just finishing up the Trial of the 4 Kings, okay? So pretty much once you reach level 29, you're also going to be prompted to do a benchmark quest line. And what the benchmark quest line is, it's another orange quest line right below your first quest line, I should say. And what the benchmarks are is basically, you're going to be prompted, once you accept the quest, to head over to a dungeon instance, and they're going to have you do various amounts of tests. It's a very easy quest line to do. It's probably like 1 quest, and you pretty much just do basic stuff. You dodge out of the way, and you pretty much, I guess it's teaching you how to raid, or teaching you mechanics of the bosses or whatnot. But basically, yeah, so you're going to do that at level 29, and as well as 39, 49, and 59. Your benchmarks, think of your benchmarks kind of as like perks or whatever. So for example, at level 39, once you come back and do the benchmarks questline again, like I said, you get them every 10 levels. You're gonna go ahead and get a new benchmark at the yeah, a new benchmark every 10 levels, and each benchmark has a enhancement perk. All right, for example, like 4% increase to all stats or armor or stuff like that. So it's pretty much just yeah, it's pretty much just perks. Think of it like as perks, and like I said, you're gonna do that every 10 levels. But it begins at level 29. You should see it in your quest box. So go ahead and check that out. All right, so go ahead and do that at level 29. You'll get some more EXP. Yeah, after that, after you do the your first benchmark, you're gonna go back to your regular orange quest line, and it's gonna go ahead and take you down to the shipwreck. Okay, now with the shipwreck, once you get down there, the shipwreck is pretty much an instance. It's an open instance that you use to grind mobs. Okay, pretty much mob farming. Okay, and it has a few dailies down there. All right, so when you head down to the shipwreck, I want you to go ahead and do all the dailies down there. Okay, don't leave until you finish all your dailies in the shipwreck. Okay, and that'll take you some time right there. All right, so once you finish all your dailies in the shipwreck, you know, you farmed your mobs, you found all the items, you did everything you needed to do in the shipwreck instance, you're gonna go ahead and use some more EXP crystals. All right, if you kept up with the orange quest line up until the point where it takes you down to the shipwreck, you should have some more linguishi or some more spirit of the essences that you can go ahead and use for some more EXP. Now at that point, you should be level 34 by now. Okay, level 34 or on your way to level 34. Okay, after that, go ahead and continue on with your orange quest line, and yeah, go ahead and continue up into your orange quest line up until the point where you can't do it anymore, or I guess up until, I think the next cap is level 35. Right, the next level cap is 35. So yeah, pretty much go back to your orange quest line, do that until you are prompted to come back at level 35. From there, you actually at level 30 you unlocked your exorcism reputation vendors. So I forgot to mention that. But pretty much when you're level 34, go ahead and open up your character UI by pressing C and head over to the last tab. You should be able to do your first ever exorcism daily, and I believe the exorcism daily at level 1 is the Darkfall quest. Okay. The Darkfall quest is pretty much you have to do the 5-man version of Darkfall easy mode for the daily. Okay, so I want you to go ahead and do that. I believe that's what it is. It could change on release, but every time I've done it on a new character, that's what it always was. Yeah, so go ahead and do your daily, which is the Darkfall 5-man instance. You can solo it at this point because I believe if you want to do the easy mode, it should be, the boss is only level 28. And you should be level 34, level 35, so you should be able to do that. So go back, solo the Darkfall 5-man version easy mode for the daily, and that'll get you some EXP, lots of EXP, right? Alright, so go ahead and do that. Alright, so once you finish your exorcism daily quest, you want to go ahead and use some more EXP crystals if you got any. If you got any linguishi, then go ahead and convert that into more EXP crystals and try to use them. Try to use as many EXP crystals as you possibly can. And yeah, so after that, you should go ahead and continue on with your quest line, your orange quest line. Pretty much go back and continue it up until the point where you reach the spa. Okay, now when you head over to the spa, I want you to do all the dailies in there as well. It's very easy, very simple. The guy is pretty much only telling you that this is what you can do. It's pretty much showing you that you can AFK spa, you can buy items from this NPC, use them, and you can AFK level in the spa. You know, pretty much just stand there. You don't have to be AFK, but it's pretty much if you drink the wine that you buy from the NPC there, you're pretty much getting EXP just by being in there, right? Alright, so after that, you finished up all the dailies in the spa. I want you to go ahead and, let's see here, I'm looking at the list here. You will actually, okay, after you finish all the dailies in the spa, you're going to get sent to another dungeon, which I believe is they're going to introduce you to Misty Hollow. Okay, this is going to be the questing version of Misty Hollow. Okay, it's very easy, I believe. Yeah, I think it's Misty Hollow. I can double check here. But yeah, so you're going to you're going to head over to Misty Hollow, and you're going to pretty much solo dungeon it. It's a questing version, so you don't have to worry about dying or anything like that. Just go ahead and do that. It's very easy. You're going to solo it. You're going to get some EXP. All that jazz, okay? Alright. Let's see here. After that, I want you to go ahead and continue with your orange quest line, and that should take you to pretty much crafting your first weapon. So you're going to move over to a new city now. I believe, and you should be on your way to level 37. If not, you should be 35, 36, around there, okay? And it's pretty much, you're going to be introduced to crafting. Now, I always said this before, but at level 37, you're going to be able to craft your first craftable weapon, right? They pretty much, the game pretty much gives you your crafted weapon, your first ever crafted weapon by default, in order to introduce it to you, which is always nice. Okay, so go ahead and follow all the quest line, the orange quest line in the city, and go ahead and craft yourself your first ever level 37 crafted weapon, your golden weapon, I guess you could call it. All right, so yeah. Okay, so go ahead and craft your weapon, and you should be on your way to level 37 by now. You could start using your weapon if you are level 37. If by any chance you have EXP crystals left over, go ahead and use them, right? So go ahead and do that, equip your weapon, and from then on, I want you to go ahead and continue your yellow quest line, okay? So we've done a lot of the orange questing by now. You should be level 37. I believe after that, you should be prompted to come back to the orange quest line at level 39, okay? So with this being said, like I said, you should be level 36, maybe level 37, right, using your crafted weapon. So now we have to go ahead and get over to level 39, and with that, we have to go back to our main story quest. Remember the story quest that we abandoned at level 20? Yes, that's right. We got to go back and do those quest lines. Those give out pretty decent EXP as well. So go ahead and head back to the main storyline quest, your yellow quest, and do that up until the point where you are level 39, okay? So once you hit level 39, I want you to then go back to your orange quest line, and I believe by then you should be in the Snowlands, okay? The level 39 orange quest line should take you to the Snowlands, okay? So go ahead and finish up all your orange questing at level 39, okay? Go ahead and finish that up, and I believe since you're 39, you're gonna go ahead and be prompted to do your next benchmark questing. So go ahead and pretty much do your benchmark questing as well. So a couple things on the list. So do your benchmark questing because since you're level 39, and do your orange quest line at 39, and pretty much do that up until the point where you can't do it anymore. You have to come back at a certain level, and by now you either should be 40 or you should be on your way to 40. If you don't have any crystals left, then the last thing I can tell you to do is to go back and do your main story quest line, okay? Go ahead and do your main story quest line up until the point where you hit level 40, and pretty much that is about that. So yeah, guys, that is how I hit level 40 within a few hours of leveling. I believe I did this. I was a bit slow, I'm not gonna lie. I was a bit slow. It was my first time doing this, and usually when you do it for the first time, you're probably gonna make a few mistakes here and there, and I know it's a lot to take in. I realize that. I apologize, but you guys need to know this, okay? So if anything, you can always rewind this video and pretty much go through the steps once again as we went through them. But yeah, guys, level 40, I did it in about 4.5 hours. Yeah, pretty satisfied with that. Of course, you can always, if those of you who are professionals at the game, you can always do this with even less than 4 hours, I guess you could say. I'm pretty sure all you pros can probably get this done within 3 to 3.5 hours or whatever. But yeah, for those of you beginners out there who want to give this a try, I highly recommend it. It's a pretty fun thing to do. You learn a lot about your class as well as the game in general. But yeah, that's pretty much how I got to level 40 within a day. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Now, there are some alternatives that I wanted to go over before I go, just in case we don't have those Spirit of the Essences items, okay? I believe that if we don't get those EXP crystals, there's a chance we're probably only going to be level 30, maybe level 32, maybe at the most level 35, right? So like I said, there is a few things that you can do in order to, you know, boost your chances of getting to level 40 without the EXP crystals. Like I said, of course, the EXP crystals is a huge part of this this technique, this tutorial, but there are other ways to get EXP as well. So if you haven't already realized, here are some alternatives. Number one, I want you to go ahead and finish killing all the mobs from the underground shipwreck, okay? Now, I'll be honest with you. When I said that I wanted you to do all the dailies in the shipwreck, I myself didn't actually kill all 250 mobs in there, right? So as you saw, my purple bar on my health bar, underneath my health bar wasn't actually filled up, and I didn't actually fill it up all the way. So if that's something you didn't do, you can go ahead and go back and finish killing 200 to 250 mobs. It's going to take some time, but it is EXP no matter what, right? So you can go ahead and do something like that. Another thing you could do is you can actually do your guild daily. So if you join a guild, you have the option of doing your guild dailies at level 30, okay? And if you do all the guild dailies, that should be about 10 to 15 minutes, no more than that. And that'll give you some EXP as well. It'll also give you a chance to work on your professions. It'll help you contribute to your guild, and overall you'll just be getting some more EXP in the end. Alright, so, and the next thing I want to go ahead and say for an alternative, okay, so if you have a team, or if you want to use Raid Finder, if you notice, this entire list didn't actually say anything about doing the 5-man dungeons in terms of Misty Hollow and Deserted Shrines, okay? Yeah. So if you want to go ahead, if you have a team, or if you want to use Raid Finder, you can go ahead and do the easy mode 5-man Misty Hollow and Deserted Shrine. Those 2 dailies should still be available to you on that day. So go ahead and run those 2 dungeons. I believe Misty Hollow should be level 25, and I think Deserted Shrine is like level 30. It could be 35. Deserted Shrine could be level 35. And if you're not 35 yet, then go ahead and do Misty Hollow definitely, because that gives out a lot of EXP just by participating in it. Okay, so go ahead and get yourself a group, get yourself go into Raid Finder, get your guild together, and go ahead and do Misty Hollow as well as Deserted Shrine if you can. All right. The last thing, or no, second to the last thing is I want to say is you can actually go back to your AFK spa. You can go back to the spa and you can AFK level. Okay, there is a item in there that costs 2,500 coupons, cloud coupons. That's what it's translated. Of course, it should be something different, but 2,500 cloud coupons in the spa that you can purchase, and it's pretty much a wine that lasts for about 30 minutes, and it gives I would say it probably gives the most amount of EXP out of the other items that NPC is selling, which makes a lot of sense because it's actually the most expensive item that she's got. So go ahead and pick yourself up 5 of those if you can. That's 12,500 cloud coupons if you wanted to know. And if not, if you don't have enough cloud coupons, then go ahead and just buy the 500 one, pretty cheap. Yeah, either way, you can go ahead and AFK spa, and you'll get a lot of EXP from that as well. So go ahead and do that. You pretty much have 2.5 hours to be in there if you want to. If you wanted to use all 5 wines at the same time. Keep in mind that of course you can only use 5. You can only use 5 items in the spa per day in terms of EXP leveling. So with the wines, the foods, and whatever, you can only use 5 of those a day. Okay, so keep that in mind. Yeah, so AFK spa. Let's see, what was the last thing? Okay, so the last thing I wanted to tell you guys is you can actually go back to your main story quest line. Now they have said on the forums that the main story quest line should take you all the way up to level 49, so they say. So if those of you who really want to hit that 40 within the day, you can go back and head over to your main storyline quest, and you can go ahead and do that up until you hit level 40. So yeah. Alright guys, I think that is about it. That's all I wanted to cover. We went through the list, and I talked to, okay, yeah, so we went through the list. I said some alternatives that we could do. Yeah, I think that should be about it. So yeah guys, like I said, if you don't want to do any of this, you can always, like I said, go ahead and do the main storyline quest. It probably will not take you, I would advise you, if you go through the main storyline quest up until level 49, there's a chance that you probably won't be able to do it within a day, or it'll probably be a few days. But this technique is basically just for those of you who want to level up the most efficient way within your first day of playing, right? You want to go ahead and attack that deserted shrine, freaking hard mode or whatever, because I believe that's going to be the hardest dungeon that we're going to get on the first day, or the first CBT. So yeah, so go ahead and do, you want to go ahead and get to deserted shrine as fast as you can, get that epic level 45 gear, and then from 45 to 49 you can start crafting your first set of crafted gear, all that jazz. If you want, yeah, all that jazz and whatnot, then this technique is for you. Yeah, that's pretty much what I have to say. So yeah guys, those of you who want to level up the most efficient, go ahead and use this technique. If not, then you can always just do the storyline quest, take your time, and have fun. But at the end of the day guys, of course this is just a game. It's all for entertainment. Go ahead and just do whatever makes you happy, man. It's all fun and games, literally. and we're trying to make the best of it with the CBT, the amount of CBT time that we received. All right, guys. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Like I said, Reaccon's video is in the description box if you want to go ahead and check out the original version of this tutorial. Credits to Reaccon, of course. Then go ahead and you can go ahead and do so from him. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching. Like I said, hopefully you're all having a very easy day. Stay tuned for more Revelation content to come your way. And this has been the One Man Army, Mr. Easy for Life, and I'm out. Peace.